So anyway, so that's we're here. We're here on Grounds After Rounds.
Yeah.
Welcome, folks. I guess that's also like nothing really changes. Like we don't really like it's a podcast is distance.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's always distance.
Yeah.
But things are different.
Mm-hmm. Actually, before we get too deep, can you lead us in again one more time? I wanted to do something.
Yeah. Okay.
Be like,
Yeah.
Do
All
like
right. Hey. All right, folks, we're here. And here's relative. Go ahead.
Happy birthday
Oh.
to you. Happy birthday. I don't know if I'm pointing at you.
You are pointing at me.
To you.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
If you haven't seen it yet, the Instagram post I made for it, it's you, Kelly, and one other very important, I'm going to say being, share a birthday today.
The Lucky Charms guy? Oh.
Her name starts with a P and ends with an and cake.
Oh, no way. Pancake and I share a birthday. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, you, Kelly, and Pancake all have birthdays today.
I'm in good company, my friend. I'm in good company.
So yeah, wait till you see the post, because I felt really good about how there's a lot of there. You all three share very similar traits that make you what you are. So wait till you see.
There's something to be said about being born under a certain sign, right?
Right.
But yeah, we are relatively here in the sense that we are all in our relative heres, but you are there and I am here. I am there. You are here.
We are present.
We are all everywhere. And that's your metaphysical Grounds After Rounds.
See you next week.
Yeah, dude. It's been an interesting 72 hours. If we start our clock on Saturday, coming back from the gymnastics seminar.
Yeah.
And we made the choice to stay ahead of the curve and just kind of, right? Like I was talking to the 615 class afterwards this morning and just kind of that in retrospect, right? Thank you, Governor Hogan, Hogan. I never know how Hogan. Thank you for making the decision for us finally. But that was sort of, I think, our tipping point when we were like, look, like this is coming. It's going to happen. So we might as well just remove that variable as is it not? What do we do? And stop planning for like interim little moves. Just freaking make the move. So then we can start planning and move forward with this. And I think the proof is in the pudding on Monday and then today with these classes, these online classes, they work. There's still some bugs, but we'll work through it.
And my initial feeling was like, this feels like an overreaction. But then we kept saying an overreaction is much better in this scenario, is much better than an underreaction. And it's not, and it wasn't a panic move by any stretch. It's this is what's happening. This is what's coming. Like if you watch it, if you're watching the video, here's my hand. Like this is coming.
The wave is coming, my friend.
Coming. And so it was just and if anything, it wasn't an overreaction. It is a like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. We're, like you said,
decisive. Decisiveness often allows freedom of action.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure Jocko Willink will say that he made that up, but he didn't. Good. He didn't, and I'm sure he wouldn't. He doesn't. He could kick my ass, so I'm gonna watch what I say. He's a gigantic human being.
I can see that after the next podcast.
Yeah. I heard you guys like what I talk about.
It'll be a social distancing fight, though.
But that's the I'm sure somebody smarter and more read than me can say where that kind of starts and comes from. But in the end, making a move or just choosing to do something is always more effective in offering you options moving forward than not choosing. But the idea of not choosing is a choice.
Yeah.
It's the the passivity of not choosing, that's actually Eastern philosophy. Like, by not acting, you're actually acting. You're choosing not to act.
Yeah.
And that's actually sometimes a very healthy thing. That's the idea of moving away from reaction and responding. How to get to a responding habit is choosing not to act on the first emotion. So like somebody says something, I get really angry at first. It's like, whoa. That's a reaction to your, confusion, fear, pain, sorrow, whatever. So you learn not to act. You're choosing to let go of the feeling of needing to act. And so it's that constant balance, that back and forth. In this case,
situations where not acting is probably the right decision, but not in this case. I think
not in this case, yeah, because I don't know. So to offer perspective, I wrote about it in the blog a little bit.
Find it under the thoughts and musing tabs at Fairwinds.
Fairwinds, yep. And I joked in the car that it was the World War Z scene and the metaphor of the 10th man, and we're listening to the 10th man. In this case, being the countries that have experienced this and earlier than we did, and it's coming. But really, it was more of I put myself in the shoes of Joy or Monica or a longtime client, longtime athlete of Fairwinds, who doesn't keep coming to Fairwinds or stay with Fairwinds because they necessarily love CrossFit, but they love the connection that they have with the people in the gym. They love the connection that they have with you as their coach. They love the fact that they have a core group of friends and close acquaintances and people that they feel comfortable with, and a consistency in their schedule that offers them peace and just a foundational sense of well-being. We close the doors, we just rob them of that. And so I thought, if we don't have a plan in place or an ability to offer that, not as a primary gold standard of this, but as a viable secondary option that still serves most of those needs, then that's the service that we can offer. And that's how we can be of worth in this scenario. And so, oddly enough, as we were saying, this might be kind of a cool thing. What I'm noticing now as secondary and tertiary benefits, unexpected or unintended both consequences and unexpected and unintended benefits of this thing. So have you seen any in the short 48, 24 hours? Do you, one day under our belt? What did you think? What are you looking like? I wasn't expecting that, but that's kind of cool.
So a couple things from a personal standpoint, just from this, if anything, it's a really great opportunity. Let's put coaching aside. But I love social media and I love this side of it. And it's oh my gosh, I think we were talking last week about how I wish people would engage a little bit more, even if it just meant just hit that like button on something, right? Well, now so much of what we're trying to put out there is via email, via Facebook, via Instagram. And so now I really get to turn it on and say, and we talked about this from doing this virtually too, a big part of that is being with your people and being with your community and trying, because it could get to the point where it said, like you said a minute ago, okay, the only people you interact with is your family, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so this is a great opportunity to keep this community together, and maybe it's from a little bit more than an arm's length away, but so now even more so than ever, hey, I want to keep this social media game going and maybe figure out ways to make it even better, make it easily accessible for people to want to interact, because that interaction I feel is going to be so important, even if it's from that social interaction from a distance is going to be really important. And so the opportunity to really keep this community together without actually being together, I'm excited about. And then so I'll say that, and then this whole virtual coaching thing, you and I both said, we really have to dial in our coaching even more. And we don't get tactile cues, which I feel like tactile cues are a big one. Maybe we don't do them enough.
Well, it's kind of funny. Yeah. Like when you go through the level 2, you realize just how often you don't use tactile cues.
Yeah.
So then as a, you know, a weapon in my arsenal, I've developed a greater comfort in using tactile cues that now when they got taken away, I'm like, oh, like, because you don't have to, they can also become a crutch because I don't have to keep my language as precise.
Right.
And I can kind of, I get good, heels, good, oh, better, good, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything now. But if I've got my hands on somebody and I'm like having them come to, you know what, like now the good and the better and the heels has context, won't is gone. And so now I really have to be precise with what's the body part, where do I want you to move it, and how will you know when you've gotten to the point where it's in the right place?
Yeah.
That's the 3-part system of a verbal cue.
Yeah.
That I quickly realized I'd let that atrophy a little bit.
Right. So the verbal cue it's probably the verbal cue, like you said, I think we've taken for granted how precise they need to be.
Here, get here. Right. And then you put your hand on their back, like, good, better. Feel that? All right. Yeah. At no point did I actually say, like, take your shoulders, pull them up, roll them back, and now squeeze your butt. Yeah. Good. There you go. Right. Like, oh, okay. And oh man, it's like, and you got to, so if like that's in the middle of its workout, like that's so slow and time consuming. And then you got to be very specific, like, Michael.
Core to extremity.
Yeah. Like, John, you, and then with me, what? And plus they're listening to it from an iPhone on the ground, right? And they're like, so there's little me, like, John, pull your shoulders back. Good.
I'll tell you what was hard yesterday. First of all, I have already had my life's share of crotch shots.
For you, like, your crotch, or you've seen everybody else?
I've just seen so many crotches in the last few hours.
Hey, we're all friends and family. Well, not really family. We're all friends here.
Yeah. But I had Brian and Bryant in a class last night.
Yeah.
And so every time I was like, Brian, I would be like, Brian, hands over head, you know, like, so whatever.
Did you say Brian?
Me? And so I kept being like, Brian. And then I started just yelling like "yee" or "loud."
Yeah.
They start doing that. But then at the end of the day, too, if I'm telling Brian to do something, chances are Bryant could be doing it better as well.
Right.
So it was like, whatever. It's probably a wash. But one of them probably felt like I was just picking on them all that, because of a 4-person class, I was saying what they probably thought was their name 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So, but this is,
and it's kind of cool. It's about 4 to 6 people.
46 people?
No, 4 to 6.
Oh, okay.
About 4 to 6 people, oddly enough, is the sweet spot, right? Less than, I had 2. It was just Kelly and Joe, and I think they probably felt like, dude, we need somebody else because he's just watching us the whole time. You get about 4, 5, 6. Yeah, exactly. It's the sweet spot. Like, it actually even visually looks really cool. 6 looks perfect on the screen because it's like it goes 3 rows or 2 rows and then 1 person at the bottom. And if I'm that 1 person, it's actually perfect, but sometimes it's not. But it's just like visually makes sense. It's cool. 8 actually is cool too because it's like I had 12 people on that demo on the beta test the first day.
Yeah.
I was like, right, like it's like, oh. It felt like when you have about 10 to 12 people in a class, and you're like, holy crap, this is a lot of people. All right, so it's modeling or staying in line with basic coaching fatigue or coaching volume.
Yeah.
That our skill, will degrade when it gets too big. And so it's kind of a cool thing of like, cause I was thinking like, Jesus, this is how those companies, you know, the Hormozy or whatever, all the like, this is how they can justify charging more than just like $15 a month. Like they can charge a certain rate and it's all online programming.
Yeah.
But I came to realize like, nah, there's still, it's only scalable to a certain level. Like there's still kind of a limit. And the magic, at least I'm finding the magic is in the real time. Like I still feel like there's a connection in the moment with that athlete because I can see their movement, so I can teach it. I can say what they're supposed to do. I can see it, I can cue it, and I can see if my cue is correcting or not. And if it's not correcting, I can come back, cue, see, correct. Nope. Oh, hold on. Let me teach again. There, you're right. Okay. Cue, see, got it. And then I can give them the cool. And I can come back and come back and come back. I can't do that with a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I can't do that with the mirror thing, right? There's nobody in the moment, real time, telling that person you are not there yet. Like closer, not there yet. Ooh, let's try something else. It's that iterative, immediate feedback back and forth. I mean, that works like that. That's for me, the ancillary, or maybe I didn't expect it. I didn't expect
ancillary. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. How powerful that really is. And how like, I am like, I'm not doing anything else but watching them.
Yeah.
Like seriously, in the gym, I get distracted. Right. I'm thinking about like, oh, I'm walking around and like, I got to pick up that thing, or, you know what I mean? Like there's other distractions. There's no other distractions. It's just this.
Yeah.
And so there's a potency to like, I really am noticing movement on some of the athletes.
Yeah.
And the technology, damn, way to go, Apple and, you know, Google and all these companies that have created devices. The cameras on those phones and devices is pretty damn good. Like I'm seeing really good stuff.
Yeah.
That's my gratitude. Jump ahead. My gratitude to 21st technology. Thanks, Apple. I appreciate your use of Chinese low-income labor to create a device that makes my life super privileged. Thank you.
Well, I it's so true. And I'll tell you one of my cues yesterday. So Laura joined Kevin in the workout yesterday. And so it was great.
Oh yeah. I saw their post on Sugar White. He's awesome. They're awesome.
And so we're warming up. We're doing the 10 air squats to warm up, right? And I said to Laura, you need to get deeper in that squat. And I said, Laura, if I can't see your face on the screen, you're not deep enough. And she hit it.
Damn, so you just created a verbal tactile cue.
Yeah.
That is
so funny. I was like, when she did it, I was like, oh my God, I'm the greatest coach in the world. I'm the greatest virtual coach in the world.
Seriously, dude, like that. So that's like, I feel like what you just described is what every director of photography, or like somebody who works in film or TV or whatever, who uses cameras and the marking and hit your marks, hit your spots, blocking, like all of those theater terms. If they're listening to us, they're going like, dude, you guys are idiots. We've been doing this since 1962. You know what I mean? Like you're not creating anything new, but that's the secondary, tertiary, right? You just you naturally organically figured that out for our purposes, but that's awesome.
I was so excited. I was like,
mine was the, like, I want you to put your mat where you're going to go this morning. Great. Cool. Now come back to your phone and I want you to move it so that all you see in the frame is your mat and about a foot perimeter around that mat. Yeah. Cool. Now go back to your mat. See, I can see everything I need to see with you. So use the mat, use like a physical thing as your target, and then stay on that target.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be good. Because I was like adjusting people yesterday. I was like, try to get in the frame so that I can see you move.
Yeah.
And like people, like I can't really tell if they're getting overhead. Of course, Brian Lounsbury is like, I can't really lock out overhead, otherwise I'm going to take out the ceiling with this.
Monique and Bob are the same situation. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm cool sacrificing a range of motions for the
Yeah,
sake of
we'll
your
live with that. Don't
structural
worry,
integrity of
this
your
is cheap.
house. Yeah, that sounds okay. Mickey though made a really good point. At first, I was kind of willing to not see his full range of motion. Mickey came this morning. Great to see him, but he made a good point that if he were to move the frame and have to go, then I don't get to see his pretty face. And you can't give up seeing this. I was like, good point. Yeah. Just move your camera back a little bit. And then we did. And I was like, now, see, I get to see everything. Now I get to see all Mickey.
I get to see all the goods.
Yeah.
Which means Joy will probably jump into that class more often.
Yeah, well, he came at 5:15 a.m. She'll get up. She could just watch the video of it. Because that's the one that'll get posted each day.
That's true. Which is cool. Which I love too. Like I love that you're posting that because it's if you don't get to make class, if you don't get a chance to make one of the class times,
this is the
now
one
you got to follow along.
Yep. And so it's sort of the kill two birds with one stone. I don't have to create a specific like these are your instructors taking you through the class. Like, no, we're good. This is the class. It is even a lower value option in the sense that you're not getting that real-time feedback, because we talked about, that's the uncanny valley.
Right.
But that's the thing that closes the gap between, like, it is the difference maker. The real time, I can see you, I can correct you, and then I can give you immediate feedback of whether, nope, didn't get it yet. Nope, didn't get it yet. Got it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the, if I were to take one thing away from this over the next 10 days, just 10 days, it's going to be done in 10, 15, whatever he said, I forget. Yeah. Not that this is a political podcast. But I would say through the duration of this opportunity to, deal with this outbreak, when we come out of it, the thing that I think will blow our minds as coaches and as practitioners, professionals of this, is that our ability to see movement as good, as effective or ineffective in being more fundamentally and mechanically sound, developing that eye, because think of all the reps we are going to watch in the next 2 to 3 months, and that you're going to watch in a way that is so like zoom. I think of the story Glassman tells of when he was first getting started, and the only way he could watch Olympic weightlifting was on videos or DVDs, and he would send away for them, or he'd go to his library and he'd like pull up old like videos of from the 1970s, 80s of like footage of people doing Olympic weightlifts, and he'd watch them over and over and over. And I mean, like, he's like, I burned a hole in one videotape, VHS tape, watching these Olympic lifts over and over and over again. And that's how he learned how to coach Olympic weightlifting. He wasn't an Olympic weightlifting coach. He was a gymnast. And so that's what it feels like a little bit for me, is like, now I have no other thing to do for 2 hours each morning but watch people move on this medium. And then I have a video of it, and I can go back, and I've rewatched a couple of the classes to see like, ooh, where can I tweak this, and what are my cues? Like, I find I'm getting in it. Good. Like, I'm just a timekeeper. And so like, stop doing that. There's no, you don't need to keep talking to them. Just watch movement. And so anyway, cool. That's a cool benefit.
And I think it's this whole virtual thing too, because I know some gyms, and everyone's doing it their own way. And I'm not saying one way is better than the other.
No.
I'm excited we're doing it this way. I'm really happy we're doing it this way. Some gyms are sending out and they're saying, hey, we're going to make sure you have programming every day. We're going to have like a minute by minute like breakdown. Here's your warm up. Here's some skills to practice. Here's the workout. Here's like basically the class on paper. Follow it at your leisure. Like, now you're not, at least, and you're probably going to be stuck at home likely anyway. So it's not like you can't just do this before lunch and then have, you're not constricted by times. And I've actually, Melody, who owns CrossFit MPH in Virginia. So I've actually been going back and forth with her.
It's awesome.
Because they're doing this. I sent you the stuff they're doing. They're doing the same thing. They're doing Zoom and all that. And so she sent me an email of like what they're sending out. And it's something I want to start doing. Like, I want to figure out what's the most efficient way to do this. They're sending out an email every night of, here's the workout. Here's your options for doing it, blah, blah, blah. And I'll show you that. But it's just like, we're still asking people to pay their membership fee at this point. So like, what are we doing to make sure that they feel that this is worth every dollar that they're still paying?
Right.
And so I really feel good about doing this, you are getting this interaction, you are getting these eyes, you are getting us picking you apart, and probably even more so than you did in a class. Because
that's sort of what I mean. Like, yeah, like
I just go boop, 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 boop. I don't have to travel, 30 feet across the gym.
No, I mean, maybe we get 5:15 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. folks from Tuesday, March 17th. I'll get your feet. You tell me, but I'll tell you, like, I was on them the whole 12 minutes on their gymnastics stuff. And I don't know, for me, Saturday's gymnastics seminar, Joe, I don't know if he actually said this, but it sounded like he said, God, that sucks. It's so hard. And I was like, Joe, did you just say that sucks? It's like, that's all I said all day on Saturday, the whole time. At first under my breath, and then just straight out loud.
I'll tell you, when the decision was made that we weren't going to go on Sunday in line with what we were doing, one of my first thoughts was like, whatever, Jack was just pissed off
because it was so hard and I was so bad at everything again. Yeah.
It's like you didn't even get a muscle up and you're like, whatever, this is stupid. I'm not going back.
I'm telling you, my brain was fried. He wasn't kidding. Like the coordination, that neurological element. Like I was just, my body did not like, it's a scene from a movie or something. It's the Hulk when, no, when he won't come back out.
That was you with the game.
That was my body with the muscle up.
Yeah, you did it. Like, whatever, it's not there.
Yeah, I'm done. Like it wouldn't fire. So I got them there this morning, I think. Yeah. And I'm not sure in gym. Well, first off, in gym, we don't do it. We're doing the handstand. We're doing the programming the way I originally programmed it, with handstand push-ups and pull-ups and like a whole bunch of other stuff. And I programmed too much because I have the excuse, or I think I can get it done in person. Now with this, like, these other obstacles, it's sort of it's an automatic requirement to go back to the basics, virtuosity, right? Yes. It is the real-time manifestation of Glassman's concept of virtuosity. And so and again, we are here to be of service. I think of, okay, so we are here to be of service to our clientele, to our athletes. And this, I think, is meeting that standard. Yeah. And when it stops or doesn't, in my opinion, it's a collaborative relationship. They owe us a feedback of like, no, it's not it. Like, I don't know what it is, quote unquote, it is, but this isn't it. And so we trust you, and we're willing to give you a chance to come up with something else, but I'm telling you, it's not it. And I respect that. But I'm like, I don't think that's there yet. And so for the other thing that I think we can be of service to is our coaches. Yeah. Here's the deal, right? They've made an agreement to be a part of this team. We've made an agreement to make that worth their while. We still offer them coaching classes. Like, they still have the chance to coach their class and coach it well and professionally. And that's, I think, the other element of this as a business, as an entity. Excellent. See, Fiona agrees with me.
She agrees.
I swim in the pool.
You went poo in the pool?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't clean it, she said.
Got to do what you got to do. Do.
Like, I got different undies.
She has different undies.
Oh, good.
Right,
that's a good thing.
This and we'll play in a few minutes, okay?
I feel good editing. So I'm really
We'll just go for it.
We're not editing any of that out, Meg.
Say bye,
I hear you.
Bye, Jack.
Bye, Fee.
All right, go with mommy.
Come on, Fee.
Go on. I'll see you in a few minutes.
No, you're not
Go
gonna
on,
sit.
babe.
Come on.
Just a few more minutes, babe.
All right, that's our 3-minute, 5-minute
That's
time
our,
limit
like,
warning.
Start
Done.
leaving the plane, yeah. It's funny. So Fee came running in and she locked the door on Megan.
Oh, jeez.
Doing that, she knows how. So she knows like Meg usually works back here. Meg's got a computer set up,
Yeah.
and Fee came running back here yesterday, shut the door, locked it, came in, and we ended up going to the store and getting one of those like little keys for those doors that you can get for these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meg came walking in. She goes, Fee, I know you're on my computer, and you hear Fee jump down from the chair and go, ah, like creating a diversion, like, ah.
I'm watching you.
I'm like, damn, she's trying to outsmart it. It's like the stuff that a 2.5-year-old's doing. I'm like, how is she?
Yeah, because there's no distraction. She's focused on one thing.
Yeah. But then again, that's one of the perfect reasons why it's like you will see me doing these from the gym, not here at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, again, making sure you guys, the athletes, are getting the experience. Now, if you feel like that your time has been undervalued by seeing Fiona, we need to talk about you finding another gym.
Because she's ridiculously cute. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
I mean, I made it myself.
Yeah, that's extra. $5 extra for the Fiona time.
So, but anyway, back to you were saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was
it. I think it's there's a multitude of tracks, populations, whatever, that this is an opportunity for us to really think about that of like, yes, we are a health and fitness, a health and wellness facility that improves people's work capacity across broad time and modal domains.
You do you, boo.
I got it right though. It's broad time and modal domains. Yeah. But it's so like that's the focus, but then all of the other things that the byproducts of that, this is the opportunity to look at those and say, you know what? I'm not ready or willing to give those up. And I think we are figuring out ways to keep being of service to those byproducts, okay. So number one, for me, selfishly, I need to see those people every day. Like I was getting a little bit depressed and anxious that I was not going to see like the morning cruise and see the 9:30 folks and read the afternoon's comments about the morning folks and stuff. And I will tell you, like, there is a key to people who I got to see Kenna's actual face yesterday. She came and picked up some gear.
Oh, cool.
It's been 2 days since I've seen Luis and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And so so for me, selfishly, this is my way too of like, I want to see those people. Mm-hmm. And so that to me says this is effective. Like it's a good thing.
And necessary.
Right. And so that's like, in the end, it just all like, if everything falls apart and it keeps going down, like, oh, we gotta cut, or oh, we gotta do this and we gotta make choices. I'm not gonna be willing to give that up without a drop down, like bloody fight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I guess it's a big deal. Like I said, I feel by not doing this, it would be a very passive way of coaching. Like, I think you can find ways to still be engaged with your athletes. And I think you can find ways to still check in and, hey, how'd the workout go? Or like, hey, here's the workout for today. Take a look at it. Do you have any questions? Do you need some recommendations on what's the weight you should use or scale you should use? No, like I need this to be like, hi, so-and-so, welcome to class today. Here's what we're doing. Oh, I see, like, who was it yesterday? I can't remember. Anyway, it's just the whole, like, I need this. I need to be able to interact with you and actually coach you. Otherwise, what am I even doing? Like, I didn't know if I wanted to do that thing, then we could, I mean, Jack, you're so good at programming. You could easily just write up programs and sell them for you know, hey, you get a monthly subscription for $30 a month, and you get your programming and your workout notes and your warm out notes and check-ins here on a
Mindset,
blah, blah, blah.
intention, like, yeah, all that stuff.
Like you could have done that, you know, but that's not why you do this. You know, like you enjoy writing programming, and we joke, like I said, this current situation is an introvert's dream. And so I kind of joke, but like, you know, I think I made that joke to you as well, but like this is so you, and like,
but you got to understand too. I mean, I think people misuse that term extrovert, introvert.
Yeah.
Introverts, it's not that I don't, as an introvert, it's not that I don't like being around people. I love being around people. Like I need to see, like it'd be like a chef making food and then not seeing anybody ever eat it.
Right.
I need to see in the moment reactions of the thing we've created. Like I need that. I need that feedback. It's just the process of the engagement is emotionally very expensive.
Yeah.
And I also need the recharge of the alone time battery.
Yeah.
Extroverts do too. The difference being their batteries your battery gets recharged physically around other people.
Yeah.
My battery's draining at that point.
And
your battery gets drained when you're by yourself.
Every day before I come down and start coaching teens, I am so like, I'm not even kidding. It's almost every day. I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to make it through this day.
Yeah.
By the time I finish the 6:15 class or foundations or whatever it is that closes out the night, I can't get to sleep. And it's so true. Like I am taxed before I start classes, and by the time I'm done coaching, and it's like I said, it's probably why I can get workouts in at 8:30 at night,
right.
8 o'clock at night, because I'm so charged up. But then again, like, and this is, again, I guess for you and I are getting it, and being on with people we're getting the same thing out of it.
But it is different, and it's not.
It's affecting it. It would affect us differently if we weren't doing this.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, that's right. And it's still, I will say though, it is still taxing.
Yeah.
Engaging with the people even online. It's different. It's funny. That'll be an interesting experiment or a thing to watch. It's not as taxing, but I still needed just to turn everything off yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hang out even with the kids and stuff. Like I was like, nah, I just need to read. I just need to be reading by myself still. So as much as we joke, like I've been practicing social distancing techniques my whole life. Like, God, I'm told this is my dream. It's like, you're missing the point, man. Like that, I'm paraphrasing these, you know, all these comments and, memes. Memes and stuff. No, I need people. I'm a social animal. That's not introversion. It's more of just the emotional drain or draw. Yeah. Eventually you feel it in different ways. Yeah. But the feeling of being emotionally drained is the same on both ends. It's just where it gets replenished.
Yeah.
That's how it was explained to me. And when it was explained to me that way, and as I've paid attention to it, like that's the thing. And so I think this still, again, not the gold standard. The gold standard is being around 4 to 5 people in social situations, because we are social. 45 people. We are social animals. Mary said this is a good and a valid secondary option, which we can use to continue to serve our needs and meet the needs of the people that we're in service of.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
and if you are listening to this and you give it a try, because if you haven't done a class yet, and someone texted me yesterday, like, do we have to have the camera on? Like, do we have to have the video on to do this?
It's a valid concern.
And it's because it's really awkward, like
it's awkward at first, but sorry, I keep it. Go ahead.
I say it's awkward at first. Once you get into it, you don't even realize that camera's on. You're just moving.
Yep.
And I think when you realize too, it's that kind of mindset. If there's 3, 4, 2 other people in that class, like you probably feel like you're the one being watched, and the only one that's watching us the only one that's really watching you is us, the coach.
So I can give, I think maybe this is worth like maybe we should do a video just about this. Like if they're concerned or they feel awkward that like they're on everybody else's camera and everyone else is watching them, there is an easy solution to that, to just swipe. So the only face they see is the person talking, which is mostly going to be me and you. And they put theirs on mute and they will never see themselves. Now they may see other people,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
but put themselves on mute and then swipe it to where it's the only speaker view. And that's the only person they'll see.
Yeah.
And I think it's a workaround. So go ahead.
It's funny. Amy's the opposite. Amy, at 6:15 last night, she said something after the class. She also she put it on mute because she wanted to count out loud because she kept losing in the first round. She's like, is it okay if I put you on mute? Or is it okay if I put myself on mute so I can count out loud? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Please do. And then it was after the workout. She said something about how she could only see Brian.
Because the sound got stuck.
I was like, oh, Amy, swipe right. And she goes, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. She goes, I can see the whole class. She goes, I've just seen Eric's face yelling at me for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah. And so that's like the solution where if somebody was like, I really want to see the clock, or I really want to see this, or like there's ways to we can share our screen and stuff and workarounds. But I think the best way to go, once you get over the fact that you can look at yourself on camera. Like right now I'm talking, I'm looking at me.
Yeah.
And I just look at you. But I could go up and I can click on speaker view, and the only thing I see is you. I'm up in the right hand corner. You're welcome. Yes, you're right. I don't have to see myself if I don't want to. But once you get past that gallery view is the way to go. Because it feels like, look, there's everybody else.
Yeah. There's all my friends.
I'm in my class.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah. So, all right.
Awesome.
I feel like we got about 30 seconds before before your house implodes.
Time to go. So cool.
I mean it. My gratitude is seriously 10 years ago. I'm not sure this goes down without like a Connex box and a media truck and a power generator and a satellite dish and
producer, some boom mics.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think, and if it does go down, it's really shitty quality product.
Yeah.
The fact that I can fire up a computer, an iPhone, and I got an internet connection, like it blows my mind. Marita and Kelly did the workout this morning in the Truxton parking lot, the Truxton Park parking lot. Like that, like awesome.
Yeah.
Just absolutely awesome. And I think that's something we are we are an extremely privileged society, that something that could have derailed us really bad, like even more than it's about to derail us than we know. We got ways to get around it, and I'm beyond grateful for that.
Yeah. And I think along with that, and I'm probably speaking for you when I say this too. And like my gratitude this week is just it's all of you, like all the people. So you, Jack, for getting this together, and then like our coaches for like rolling with it and just been like, whatever you guys need, let's go for it. And then all of our athletes saying like, hey, like everyone's been so supportive. Like everyone's been so supportive. And then just like rolling with this too. And so I think anyone, if you are a part of Fairwinds CrossFit, like you are, I'm going to say but I feel like, again, speaking for you, are our gratitude, because this, on top of technology, this doesn't even happen without everyone like willing to be a part of this and accepting it for what it is. We can only control, we can control, and getting you fitness and you being willing to get your fitness from a space that's not your gym.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah.
The gym it's weird, but it's new, but like fitness is being achieved, and community is coming together by being spread apart. So I think it's awesome, and I love it. And
did you see Pat Sherwood's posts on Instagram?
I saw like his workouts, no equipment.
50. He put 50. And you know where all those came from? There's a document that's been around since like 2006, 2007. 50 body weight at home workouts. It was a PDF for a while. It's floated around. I mean, I have it somewhere in a file somewhere. Yeah. All he did was just rewrite them all and put them on Instagram. And I was like, you're freaking awesome, dude. And
Yeah,
people are like,
that's really cool.
whoa, how'd you come up with these so fast? Wow, look at where they came from. Like, and I'm like, he's blatantly like, where'd you go?
Yeah.
I think he's like blatantly like, people, this problem got solved 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, stop freaking out. You can still get really freaking fit without anything. Like, all you need is your body and the ground, and you can get really freaking fit.
Yeah.
It might not be that fun. So that's our job. Our job is to make it fun.
Yeah. So far, I'm having fun.
Me too.
So awesome.
All righty, brother. You got I haven't really seen any good jokes about this yet. Like good, bad dad jokes.
Oh, so can I read this one thing? My brother, I think I told you this one the other day. The tweet that he sent me.
Oh, remember. Short-term memory loss, my friend. It's the thing.
It's actually so funny. So like, Tony sent me this one. We can read it. It says, you know goddamn well that Jenny gave, you know damn well that Tom Hanks caught coronavirus from Jenny. Forrest Gump.
It's kind of messed up. He had AIDS in that movie.
As UN doctors move across the dead America, sifting through 300 million corpses, a trend emerges. Their asses, spotlessly clean, all of them.
Yeah. That joke kind of ran its course of, no pun intended. It's just people are a 1 or a 0, right? It's either, situation normal, 0, panic mode because it's emergency, 1. And in the past, like, it's been natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, snowstorms, or whatever.
Yep.
And in those cases, like, the threat is, your power goes out, or you're
stranded. You're stuck.
Stranded. And so the toilet paper was like an easy thing to pick, but they were buying like random stuff. They were buying bottled water and things. It's like, it's not that your water is going to shut down, but nobody knows because you don't practice it. Like, we don't think about it. There's no fidelity of like, okay, the emergency is this, so my actions need to be this.
Yeah.
But if the emergency is this, my actions need to be this. Like, this is the stuff military and first responders do, and they're not even that good at. I mean, they're good at it, better at it, but like, you drill it. You drill it all the time. And then like, they randomly like trick you and be like, hey, now you're drilling it. You weren't expecting it. You're like, oh shit. I mean, you have TTPs, tools, techniques, procedures. You have SOPs, standard operating procedures. You have ERPs, emergency response procedures. You have
OMGs.
You have check OMGs. Like it's amazing. Like, the amount of times you fake emergencies to practice the emergency so that when the emergency happens, you don't just buy toilet paper. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's a reason those people exist, so that the rest of us average Joe folk don't have to worry about it. Yeah. That was the problem. Nobody said, look, stop buying toilet paper. What you need to buy is nothing different. If anything, go buy an extra charger for your phone. Make sure your wireless works, right?
Yeah.
Like, do these things so that when we restrict all of you to your home, you can function the way you want to function. Yeah. The food will be there. We'll have things in place, blah, 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 blah. But that's right. Lesson learned after the fact. Yeah. Give people something to do. Tell them what to do. Don't leave a vacuum.
Yeah.
If I'm in a leadership role, that's leadership thing number 1. Just tell me what to do so I don't have to think about it.
And if I can tell people what to do, if you can be a little extra nice to the people at the grocery store that work there, because I go to the St. Giant all the time, and there's a woman who I've known for years. She also worked when Michael worked at Giant and Reba, and I've known her for years. I've seen her yesterday. I mean, she's going through, like, in the last 3 months, she lost her mom and her dad. And she's having people yelling at her and getting pissed because she can't give them an answer as to when they're getting more toilet paper. That's like, she's like, give her a break. She's doing what she can do. The store is doing what they can do to keep up with this insanity.
Right.
And like,
she's probably scared as hell.
And guess what? When everything gets quarantined, she's still going to have to go to work.
Right.
And like, she's going to still, potentially be, and she's being exposed to all of you every day. Give them a break. If anything, just give them an extra little thank you, and anyone else, so their pharmacy, gas station, all these things where people are just like losing their minds, give them a break. Just be a little extra nice. Okay, because everyone's got stuff going on, and
Well,
it's
thank you. That's actually thanks, Eric. I appreciate that because I need that from time to time. Remember, like, just take a breath, say
Yeah.
thank you.
they're doing the best they can.
Yeah, man.
Like you and
You're
me.
good. You're a good egg, Mr. Hoyp.
Well, I was 2 eggs.
That's what I was looking for. Well done. All right. On that note, folks,
Awesome.
we'll see you off the creek on the Zoom in your box
Ooh, on
somewhere,
the Zoom.
somewhere in the world, because we're global, folks.
That's right. Awesome.
All righty, man. Talk
Cool.
to you later.
2 fingers. 2 fingers. One love.